Hey guys, this is Tauna. Today we have a huge amount of new Spider-Man reveals. This is going to be a summary of all the stuff that was revealed today from San Diego Comic-Con. We've got basically like the early preview panel, like the initial kind of reveals for Spider-Man essentially here. And these are ones going to be from the main set as well as one potentially from the bonus sheet. I do think it is from the bonus sheet, so we'll see what you guys think as well. Hopefully the power level is more of what people were expecting after we saw like the commons and draft chaff and stuff like that revealed for the welcome decks. And I'm honestly so excited. I just want this set just injected into me right now. There is some absolutely amazing cards in here, in my opinion, some amazing arts as well. I am incredibly excited about this, but I do know there are some people who aren't, so let's just keep the comments civil. If you don't like it, then you can still express that, just do it in a civil way, please. So before we do get into that, make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you share the video around, all that kind of stuff. At the moment, only 26% of our views come from people who are subscribed, and I'm making this video here at 6:30 a.m. I've been up since 5:30 a.m. to make sure that I get this video for you guys as soon as possible. It's literally just finished like like 10 minutes ago. So, make sure you do that, especially because, the algorithm for YouTube is all stuffy, and you may never see a new video from me again if you don't go and subscribe, because the algorithm will just throw it away. So let's go through. First of all, we've got these guys here. So these were shown from the Marvel Legends series. So there's going to be new Marvel Legends that are going to be coming out that are themed around cards, and then they'll have a special card art promo that comes with them. So this one here is a Spectacular Spider-Man showing like a battle-worn Spider-Man. So when you buy it, you'll get like the promo card here, and then you'll get the actual figure as well. We've got the other version of Spectacular Spider-Man here as well. This is just the borderless version of it, which is very interesting, the fact that this shows up at number 14 collector as well, which is weird. Like normally the borderless stuff is like later on, so it's weird that this shows up as number 14, unless this is the only version of it, but I thought that we'd seen a normal version of it already. We've got the Iron Spider Stark upgrade here showing off MJ. This one's actually very interesting because this is when MJ obviously has the Iron Spider suit, but then they showed the actual card for it, and it's got Peter Parker here in the Tony Stark Iron Spider suit there, and then the borderless version here is MJ, and that's just amazing. I really like this. Very, very interesting card. Going to go straight into my Optimus Prime deck for sure. We've got this one here, which is Man Wolf. So if you don't know who this is Colonel Jameson, which is J. Jonah Jameson's son. And he's shown here with his bow and stuff. They don't actually have the sword there too. Oh no, they do. They have the sword there. So this is the full art version of it that's going to be coming with that, and it's a reprint here of Huntmaster of the Fells. Now, what I said about the potential bonus sheet card is this one here. They said there is one Marvel Legends cards from the MTG Spider-Man we're showcasing today that is not part of the main set. So notice they specifically say about it not being a part of the main set. Now, this obviously could be just a promo that was created purely for, this one Marvel Legends. It could be easily, they have to print it as a promo anyway, or it could just be, this is the borderless version of what is going to be a part of the MAR set. So that's like a bonus sheet set that's going to be a part of the Spider-Man set. So we'll have to see exactly what happens. But either way, this suits pretty well. Colonel John Jameson suiting well as the Huntmaster of the Fells and stuff. I really wish he was a legendary, though. I wish they did it as Tolvar instead. Next, we've got Anti-Venom, Horrifying Healer. I don't have the picture of the Marvel Legends figure that goes with this, but this is another one there with Anti-Venom showing up in the main set here as the number 1 mythic, and then this is the borderless version that will come as the promo if you buy the Marvel Legends figure. This card looks pretty bloody great. It's got 5 devotion to white, first of all. So if you're playing if you got devotion that matters, this is going to be great. When it enters, if he was cast, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You get to reanimate something. And then if damage was dealt to Anti-Venom, prevent that damage, and instead you'll put that many +1/+1 counters onto him. So he basically can't take damage. You need to actually use like a destroy spell or an exile spell on him. You can't just kill him with damage, which is very interesting. He's like absorbing all of the damage that he's taking and everything like that. Oh god, it's such a cool card, such a cool concept for a card, and I love Anti-Venom. It's a very interesting card. Also interesting, they kind of had to shrink down the text a little bit there, because between the name being absolutely massive and then the 5 devotion to white, it's taking up a fair bit of room up the top there. All right, let's get into the other ones. We've got a couple other variants for Peter Parker / the Amazing Spider-Man here. So this is the web version of it. So there's a web version of a fair few different cards. You know, it's just a borderless treatment, one of the booster fun treatments as they call it. We've already seen this card, not yesterday, the day before. And then this one here is an event promo. I hate this one. I actually hate this one. This side here, he looks like he's eating like dirt pancakes. Why are they like so black? This does not look like even burnt pancakes. They look like they're like, yeah, they look like they're mud pancakes. Sorry, Aunt May, about that. But this version here, this side is really great. That's obviously referencing one of the most famous Spider-Man covers that I would have been so shocked if they didn't reference as a part of it. And this is, as I said, you know, an event promo. So there's going to be a lot of cards that I'm going to show that are going to be a part of this. This is a 3x3 showcase scene. So if you take the 9 cards that are going to make this up, so these 9 here, they are going to form a showcase when you put them all together. You know, just it's going to look like this. Now, I don't know if they're going to have art cards of it. Assumedly, they will. However, this is the most of the ones that I'm going to show here, actually all the ones I'm going to show here are going to be the non-art cards. So they're going to have the actual text of the characters on them. Now, one other part of it is that the Miles card up here and the SpiderGwen card or Ghost Spider card on the other side of them, they form a little scene, just a 2x2, a 1x2 scene with Miles and Gwen there. So both of these two show their own scene, and then the rest of them here with Spider, Ham, Web Warriors, Noir, SpiderPunk, 2099, and I think this one's the Land, all form the other side of it. So let's go through. So I'll get to that bit in a bit. We've got Spider-Man, Symbiote Spider-Man here. So this is a Demir. So 2 and either black or blue here for the Symbiote Spider-Man. When it deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards from the top of your library, put 1 into your hand and then the rest into your graveyard. So you're like milling, and then find new host, 2 and black or blue. So basically his casting cost. Exile this card from your graveyard, put a +1 counter on target creature you control. It gains this card's other abilities. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be like the symbiote ability within the set, because I think the Venom that they showed also had this, where he was put a +1 counter on it and put a +1 counter and it gains Death Touch. It's kind of a weaker version of the version from TDM, from Dragonstorm, because Dragonstorm put like a Death Touch counter onto it instead of it gaining like Death Touch until end of turn. So maybe the Venom one did give Death Touch counter. I can't remember. This one here gives the cards other abilities and it's not until end of turn, so I guess they get to keep that. So yeah, I guess it's the same ability then. Yeah. And then we've got the web version of it, which just looks amazing. I love these web versions of it. It's not my favorite version. My favorite version is of this Doc Ock, the alternate version of the Doc Ock. So this is Doc Ock Master Planner, one of the mythics from the set. Costs 7, 5, and then a blue and a black. Other villains you control get +2/+2. Your maximum hand size is 8, and then at the beginning of your end step, if you have fewer than 8 cards in hand, draw cards equal to the difference. That is absolutely crazy. You can draw like so many cards from that. Dump your hand out and then just draw a whole bunch. It's really interesting. I really like it. I'm not sure it's going to be the most powerful card. I don't think it's going to be the most powerful commander or anything like that. But I do like it. I do find it interesting and like a villain's tribal kind of commander here. And this is the alternate version of it. It reminds me of, I think it's Marvel Champions, the card game. they look, no, it's not. I think, yeah, Marvel Champions looks similar to this. There's other like Marvel card games though. I can't remember the exact one that it was from, but it looks very, very similar to this in regards to it. Maybe I am thinking of Champions. It's just really interesting. I really like this art for it. I'm gonna someone point out which one it is. It's not Rival. Sorry, it's not. I don't think it's Champions, and I don't think it's. It's obviously not Marvel Snap, but there's another card game. What was it? Remix? Yeah, that's what it is. Marvel Remix. That's what it looks like in regards to the art here. And I really like it. It's really cool. And yeah, I'm going to be very interested to see how many other cards they put in this kind of style. We've got the Green Goblin Revenant here. So this is the Harry Osborn Green Goblin. This is just an uncommon here. Flying, Death Touch. Whenever it attacks, discard a card, then draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. Given the fact that from what we've seen, red and black is potentially, like Rakdos is potentially going to be that new Mayhem ability, which is when you discard it. If you've discarded it this turn, you can play it this turn or something. Kind of like a fixed version of Madness. It's going to go well with that, I think. Yeah, I will be interested to see if they have a different borderless version of this as well. Interesting as well, they didn't show a Green Goblin, like a Norman Osborn Green Goblin. We've got Gwen Stacy, SpiderGwen, and then on the other side, it is Ghost Spider. So Gwen Stacy on her front side here, you pay 1 and a red. When she enters, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as you control this creature. And then you can pay 5, so 2 blue, red, white, so that makes her a Jeskai creature, to transform her. Now, notably, when you do transform her, this is still the same creature on the battlefield, so you should still be able to play this card that you exiled here. On the other side, and also keep in mind, you can actually just cast her straight onto this Ghost Spider side. She's going to have Flying, Vigilance, and Haste. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, put a +1 counter onto her, and then remove 2 counters from her, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So, you know, she's all about kind of impulse draw and getting buffed up based off you casting lands from exile and casting spells from exile. Sorry, playing lands from exile, casting spells from exile. I like it. It's really cool. Now, I don't know. I assume that you should be able to play this card that you exile on the Gwen Stacy side. Don't quote me on that because they may change it or something like that. But given the fact that it is still the same game object and it's still the same creature on the battlefield, you should technically be able to, as far as I'm aware. Now, there is some other versions of her as well. This web version is just amazing. This is just straight out of the comics. It's very similar to the art style from the Gwen Stacy comics. The original Ghost. No, it was called SpiderGwen. SpiderGwen comics. It's just really great. I love it. It's just amazing. And then we've got this one here, which is the scene art one, which I talked about before. So as you can see, this is the side that's going to form the two scene box with the Miles card, and then this side here is the one that forms like the big 9, the big 3x3 scene box. And yeah, it's really cool. It's all of them basically fighting different villains and stuff. All the Web Warriors fighting different villains. Web Warriors, Spider Society, however you want to call it. Then we've got SpiderPunk here. Now, yesterday, some people were saying about how, why have we got a million different versions of Peter Parker in this? There is a lot of these characters that are actually not different versions of Peter Parker. Yeah, they're different versions of Spider-Man, but they are very, very different characters, very different, universes that they come from, very different personalities and stuff. So SpiderPunk is actually a variant of Hobie Brown, which was the original Prowler from the 616 universe. However, in this universe, it's a punk universe where it's all like authoritarian and stuff like that, and these guys are the rebels and trying to take them down, and just stick it to the man kind of thing. And yeah, I love this. So he costs 1 and a red. He's got Riot. This spell, this creature enters with your choice of a +1/+1 counter or haste, and he also gives your other spiders Riot. That is so on flavor. So yeah, he's going to either give all your other spiders haste if you wanted to, or your +1/+1 counter. It also makes it so your spells and abilities can't be countered and damage can't be prevented. He is stopping the man. He is stopping people from doing the stuff that's going to stop your stuff. It's just, I love it. It's so good. yeah, SpiderPunk is an amazing character. If you haven't seen the Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse movies, definitely check them out. They are great. They're not exactly the characterizations from the comics. Pretty similar, and honestly, some of them may be better. Some of them aren't as great. Like the Miguel one is pretty different, but still good. Then we've got other versions of him. So this one here is the one from the scene box. Well, it's not a scene box. It's just from the scene. And you can see some other Spideys in the background here as well. So this is, what's her name? I think that's, is that Spiderling? I think the Mary Jane Watson one. I think. I'm actually not sure now. There's like a snake or lizard Spider-Man back there as well. You can see Venom down here. That's actually a lizard there. And then this is the web version of him, which is great. These web versions are so good. We've got Spider piloted by Penny. So we've seen the card for this one already, but this is the scene version of it here, chasing down. That's not Scorpion. That Tarantula, I think. Maybe, I'm not sure. That's not Scorpion there. I don't think so. Maybe it is. Not sure. Maybe it's the OG version of Scorpion, actually. You can also see the ultimate version of... Ultimate as in the Ultimate Universe version of Green Goblin here, where he actually turns into a big demon goblin. And then there's actually a normal version of... That's the Harry Osborn version of Green Goblin there, too. We've got SpiderMan Noir scene version here as well. This is the Green Goblin from Spider-Ham's universe. We've got... I think that's the Vulture from Spider-Ham's universe there. There's Lizard. There's a normal Vulture there too. That's the Doc Ock from Spider-Ham's universe. We've got Spider-Man 2099. So this is the scene version of him there. And then his normal web version as well. We got Spider-Ham. I'm not focusing on these ones because we've already seen these cards, by the way. Spider-Ham here fighting Kraven, Carnage. I think that might be... the female version of Doc Ock. We've got Anti-Venom there. And then this one here. So this one here is a part of the scene box. I keep saying scene box. It's a part of that 9x9, 3x3 scene. However, it is not a creature, obviously. So this is Multiversal Passage. This is, it's like a shock land. It's a shock land, right? That only comes in as a certain basic type. So as it enters, choose a basic land type. So you'll choose like mountain, you'll choose island, whatever. And then you pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters tapped and the land is a chosen type. So it is essentially a shock for 1 color. That is a very good land in my opinion. Yeah, especially depending on what like deck you've got. If you don't need dual lands, this is pretty decent. Like if you just got a 2-color deck or 3-color deck, right? I think this is still good. If you're getting up to like 5-color, you probably want more stuff that's like, you know, more broad. But this is really good in my opinion. And then this is the scene version of it here, which is unfortunate because this is Scarlet Spider, aka Ben Reilly, who's unfortunately going to miss out on a card there. At least in the scene. We've got Shocker down here. We've got this is Uncle Ben from one of the universes that became Spider-Man. Obviously Iron Spider there. We've got the Future Foundation version of Spider-Man there as well. Right, we've also got Miles. So this is the actual card for Miles here. He's got 1 and a green on his front side. When he enters, put a +1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. So he can put it on to himself as well. And then you pay 3 and red, green, white. So he's a Naya creature to transform him. Keep in mind that when you transform him, he will keep those +1 counters on him, right? Like the +1 counters don't bugger off or anything. They will stay on him. So on his other side, he's going to cost 3, red, green, white. As I said before, you can technically just cast him on this side if you wanted to. He's going to have First Strike and Haste. You can pay 2 to put a +1/+1 counter onto Ultimate Spider-Man. He gains Hexproof and becomes colorless until end of turn. So that's in reference to the fact that he has camouflage, right? He just completely camouflages, is undetectable, and stealth essentially. And that's essentially why he becomes colorless there, and gains hexproof because you can't get him. And then he has, whenever you attack, double the number of each kind of counter on each spider and legendary creature you control. I really hope that there is a 5-color Spider-Man, because I want to just make a full Spider-Verse deck. And if there is not a 5-color Spider-Man, I am going to proxy the heck out of Kenrith or something like that, or Joda. Maybe Joda, to have a 5-color deck around my Spider-Man, because I need it. Yeah, this is just really cool. I really like this as well. And they like, a bunch of them work with +1 counters, so that's cool. We've got this one here, which is the comic book version of him. So this is obviously the comic book covers and stuff from the Ultimate Spider-Man universe, Ultimate Spider-Man comics. Yeah, there's not much to say about them besides the fact that I really like this side of it. I'm not a huge fan of this one, but that's because I never really liked this art style. This side here, though, is amazing. I like that it's actually readable as well. Like, it's not really difficult to find the text or anything. And then the web version of him here. This is great art too. Like, with him with the web shield. In the comics at the moment with Miles, I've spent way too much on this video because I'm just geeking out. In the current comics for Miles, the artist is inspired by like Japanese anime and manga and stuff like that so much. So they've given him like such cool abilities and utilizing that. And this just reminds me of that, right? Like with the web shield and the action pose and stuff is just really cool. And then this is the scene version of him, which I'm not actually a huge fan of this art on this side of it. This one's really great though. All right, then we've got the Web Warriors, which is also in that scene, and then the Web Warriors over this side. So this is Spider-Man India here. Technically an alternate version of Peter Parker, but his name's different. It's Pativ or something along those lines. I can't remember exactly. But we've got like Ham and stuff like that. This here is very, very similar to Across the Spider-Verse, which is the second movie, the ending scene of that. You've got Spider-Man Noir back there. One of the Spider-Women up there, who I can't see from here. It might be Anya, I think. I'm not sure. Gwen, and then I think that may be Ben Reilly, but I can't tell from this tiny picture. We've got the origin of Spider-Man. So this is the alternate version of the origin of Spider-Man, which is just great as well, right? Like, it's literally telling you the origin of Spider-Man. You've got him getting bitten by the spider with that art there of him actually getting bitten by the spider. The next one with him figuring out his powers and figuring out that he's got these spider powers and creating his webs for the first time. Then the third one where he becomes, where he starts like, you know, taking down crime and everything. It's just, oh, it's so great. I love it. All right, now that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. Again, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share the video around, all that kind of stuff. I am, as you can tell, insanely excited for this. There is just so much for me to geek out about. I could talk so much about this Spider-Verse stuff forever. So let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and goodbye.